There is a fundamental mistake that keeps most people trapped in financial anxiety their entire lives. They believe their source of supply is limited. They think their security depends on one job, one person, one business, or one investment. This belief is the root of all financial fear. But what if I told you that your true source of supply is infinite and can never be cut off? What if the very thing you call your source is actually just a channel through which something far greater flows? This understanding changed my life completely, and it can change yours too. Let me share with you a truth that will free you from financial worry forever. Your employer is not your source. Your business is not your source. Your investments are not your source. These are merely channels through which your true source operates. Think of it this way. When you turn on a lamp in your home, you do not worry that the power company will run out of electricity. You simply trust that when you flip the switch, the power will flow. You understand that the wire bringing electricity to your house is just a channel. The real source is the vast power grid that supplies energy to thousands of homes. Your job is like that wire. It is simply one channel through which the universal source delivers your supply. The power company of the universe never runs out of resources. It never goes bankrupt. It never downsizes. It is always ready to serve you through whatever channel you are prepared to receive. When you truly understand this, financial fear becomes impossible. You cannot fear the closing of one channel when you know with absolute certainty that your source has infinite channels available. I learned this lesson in the most practical way possible when I needed $20,000 to study with the great teacher Thomas Troward. My regular income was sufficient for daily needs, but not nearly enough for such an undertaking. Yet I knew that if this desire had come to me, the means to fulfill it must also be available. Every night before sleep, I would make a mental picture of $21,000 bills. I would count them over in my mind, see myself purchasing my ticket, walking on the ship's deck, and finally being accepted as Troward's student. But here is the crucial point. I gave no thought to how this money might come to me. I simply held my picture steady and trusted that the power of attraction would find its own ways and means. One day, as I walked down the street, a profound realization came to me. If God fills all space, then God must be in my mind also. If I truly needed this money to learn the truth of life, then both the money and the truth were already mine. In that moment, something shifted within me. All tension left my body. I felt an absolute certainty of being connected to all the power life has to give. Within 6 weeks, through channels I had never imagined, that $20,000 was in my bank account. The source had found its way to me through means I could never have orchestrated myself. This is how the universal source always works. It knows channels you do not know. It sees opportunities you cannot see. It has resources beyond your wildest imagination, but it can only work through you when you recognize it as your true source and trust it completely. Now, how do you make this shift from channel thinking to source thinking? How do you cure yourself of financial anxiety forever? First, you must change your daily mental practice. Instead of waking up worried about your job or your bills, begin each day by acknowledging your true source. Say to yourself, my mind is a center of divine operation, and I am in touch with infinite supply. This is not mere positive thinking. This is recognizing a fundamental truth about how the universe operates. You are not separate from the creative power that brought everything into existence. You are a focal point through which that power expresses itself in individual form. When money comes to you through any channel, practice this. Thank the channel, but acknowledge the source. If your employer pays you, say thank you to your employer, but also say thank you to my infinite source for providing through this channel. If you receive money from a client, thank the client, but recognize that your true source used that client as its means of delivery. This practice trains your consciousness to look beyond the visible channel to the invisible source, and what you focus on expands. The more you acknowledge your connection to infinite supply, the more channels open for that supply to reach you. But what about when a channel seems to close? What about when you lose a job or a source of income disappears? This is where most people panic. But if you understand the principle I am sharing, you will respond differently. When one channel changes, affirm immediately, one channel has closed, which means my source is now preparing to open a new and better channel for me. Hold this thought with the same confidence you would have if someone told you they were upgrading your electrical service to give you more power. The universal source is always seeking fuller expression through you. It never moves backward, only forward. If one form of supply has ended, it is because something better is preparing to manifest. Your only job is to keep your consciousness open and receptive. Let me give you a practical challenge that will prove this principle in your own experience. For the next 7 days, every time you catch yourself thinking a thought of financial lack or limitation, immediately stop and replace it with this affirmation: my source is infinite, and I'm always connected to it. Do not just say the words. Feel their truth. Remember that the same power that created galaxies and governs the movement of planets is operating through your individual mind. You are not a beggar hoping for scraps. You are an expression of infinite abundance, seeking its natural manifestation through you. Watch what happens when you consistently redirect your thoughts from limitation to limitless supply. You will begin to notice opportunities you had overlooked. Ideas will come to you. People will appear who can help you. Channels will open that you never knew existed. This is not magic. This is the natural operation of a law as reliable as gravity. When you align your consciousness with abundance rather than lack, you become a magnet for prosperity. You attract to yourself the people, circumstances, and opportunities that match your dominant mental state. Remember, every external condition in your life was first a sustained thought. If your current financial situation reflects worry and limitation, it is because those have been your dominant thoughts about money, but you can change this starting right now. Begin to think from abundance rather than toward abundance. Instead of saying, I hope I will have enough money, say, I am grateful for my connection to infinite supply. Instead of worrying about bills, affirm my source provides for all my needs in perfect timing. As you practice this consistently, something remarkable will happen. The anxiety that once accompanied thoughts of money will disappear. You will develop what I call financial serenity, not because you have a certain amount in the bank, but because you know your source can never fail you. This is true security. Not the false security of trying to pile up enough money to feel safe, but the genuine security that comes from knowing you are connected to the inexhaustible source of all supply. Your unfailing source is waiting to pour its abundance through you right now. It has been waiting all your life. The only thing that has ever stood in the way is your belief that your supply could be limited or cut off. Change that belief and you change your entire financial destiny. Recognize your true source, and financial anxiety becomes a thing of the past. This is not just a beautiful theory. This is a practical truth that will transform your life if you will apply it consistently. Your source is infinite. You are always connected to it, and it is always ready to supply your every need through channels you may not even be able to imagine yet. Trust this. Practice this, and watch your life transform in ways that will amaze you.